What's going on? What's going on, man? I want something to talk about, man. I want to talk about our brother 50 Cent, man. You know, Big 50. What's up, 50? What's going on, baby? I want to talk about 50, man, because a lot of people looking at his actions and his antics, but the brothers are hurting. He's a hurting individual right now. The man is going through so much pain. You got to understand the pain 50 is going through. This pain been resonating since he was 8 years old when he had lost his mother. You know, going through situations where he trying to figure out who his dad is, never having a father figure, being raised with his grandmother and going through their rules and regulations and stuff. And I can imagine times 50 Cent being in the house with his grandparents, producing so much anger, having so much pain inside, seeing the pictures on the wall, his grandmother telling stories of his mother, his father over there, grandfather telling stories that, and you hearing this as a child, it can build so much anger and animosity. Your whole field of life is revenge. So his anger resonated from that, and he brought that into his lifestyle, being involved in so many activities and even relationships. You know, I can say that from a brother growing up without a father figure himself, and having limited relationships with a mother. That one-on-one time. Your mother telling you how you feel, telling you she believe in you and how much she love you, and those time periods was erased. 50 Cent never had that. He never had that embrace of a woman other than his grandmother, but for his mother, that was taken away from him. So his relationships he get involved in, every woman he meet, he expect for them to embrace him like a mother that he never had. So if he see one flaw in a relationship, he starts to have resentment and towards that woman. This is all insecurities and anger that was built in from his childhood. Then his relationship being broadcast on television. He already been known for a brother being shot, and thank God for a miracle, he made it and he came back with a revenge. But he's been through a lot, and a lot of bullshit. Sometimes he put himself through a lot of thorns and war and pain that is unneeded. But a lot of his pain that he put himself in is because he has pain inside of him that he never identified. You know what I'm saying? He got to identify the pain. I feel deep in my heart, if 50 had a one-on-one sit down with his son, his biological son that looked just like him, looked like his identical twin. I believe if he had that one-on-one relationship and he explained to his son how he felt, how he really feel as 50 Cent deep inside, about life, about him, about everything other than his career. Leave his career out of it. Leave the cars, leave the fame, leave what I gave you all of it. Leave all the material out of it. Just have a one-on-one relationship with your son, and this is show your son who 50 Cent really is, and open up. Sometimes you gotta express tears. Sometimes you gotta express love. It ain't about who's the first. It ain't about who's the last. It's about expression, making that choice. And the same go for his son. Just seeing the two brothers expressing their love for each other would be the cure for 50 Cent. But somebody got to take that step. It got to be Marquise. It got to be 50 Cent. But at the same time, 50 Cent need that. That's going to be a healing moment for 50 Cent. That's going to be a healing moment for 50 Cent. Because sometimes you got to forgive. Sometimes you got to let go. You know, kids is young. You got to think about the things you was doing at 19, at 18, the way you was thinking. You know, these is the spirits that you didn't put out in the world. So your son's attitude is basically the genes and basically is what you planted. So in order for that to stop, you have to sit down one-on-one with your son and have a explanation of why you did the things you did and how you felt growing up as a child, losing your mother, and the pain that you felt inside and what it caused and what it caused you to do. You got to have that one-on-one relationship. Let your son know who 50 Cent really is. You know what I'm saying? Because right now he see a man who he just attacking the public. He attacking our blacks. He attacking our great leaders. People that have nothing to do with his lifestyle of what he doing in his house. It's just the inner pain. If you notice, the people that 50 Cent is attacking is family members. All these people that he's attacking is people that's in love, people that's in a relationship. They seem happy. Like Papoose is in love with Clarissa Shears. Why attack that relationship? The same for Jay-Z and Beyonce. Those is a powerful couple. You know, they ain't in the public eye. They taking care of business. They got kids. They got a foundation in which they seeking, in which they doing. And it seemed like 50 Cent attacking the family values. Now he's attacking T.I and his wife and their families. You know, it seemed like he just attacking families. Because this is what a man does when a person is hurt. You feel me? When you feel like everything is taken away from you, you start to attack. This is the inner pain. You walk around with a smile. You walk around looking strong, but deep inside you hurt. You know, you hurt. And this is not just 50 Cent going through. This is a lot of brothers. This is me. This is you. So, but 50 Cent is displaying this on national TV, and sometimes your display can sometimes tear you down because the way you came in the game is not the way you should leave out. You got to change your ways. You know what I'm saying? Now you have to be an example. You have to change your attitudes. A lot of people talking about when I get money and this and that, I'm going to change. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be a better person. Where these individuals got money, it seemed like the money that made them worse. It made them a character in which people don't even want to look up to no more. The money that took the best out of you instead of putting the best in you. You know, and it's been displayed across the world. So I feel like a lot of these people, man, they need to just work on their attitudes, sit down, get counseling. You got to identify, look at yourself in the mirror. Like Michael Jackson say, you can't never change the world if you don't change the person you are first. So we got to look ourselves in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? We got to identify. You can't always, like I used to put the blame on other people that had nothing to do with the way I was born. That had nothing to do with my mom treat me and abandon me in certain ways and leaving me and my brothers. They had nothing to do with growing up with less and none of that. You know, I used to put all this on other people and my pain on other people, but people is not the blame of your situations. The only way you can change your situations is to identify, look at yourself in the mirror and say, what should I do better? What should I do next? That's the only way. That goes for everybody, but I feel like instead of crashing out on 50 Cent, we got to understand 50 Cent. You know, what King is doing, you know, he just defending his mother. There's ways to go about it. You know, it's certain ways to do it. I can't never tell a brother how to fight or stand up for what he believes is right, you know, because if someone was to say anything about my mother, it will probably be a fight. And I done been in situations where I had to lay people down because they disrespected my mother. You know, I've been in those situations, so I can understand that when someone's attacking your mother. Now the whole world seeing this display, and that person had nothing to do with it. So, but it's like two brothers and it's like three kings. It's like three brothers going at each other for what reason? For memes, for what? You know what I'm saying? And for disrespect that was unnecessary, you know, from the start. No one is right, and I feel like no one is wrong, you know, at the same time. 50 Cent is just hurt. That's all. You know, a man is only hurt. When you see people out here doing the things they doing, it's because that inner pain they held inside, they never identified. It's like holding a cake in the oven. You know, eventually, if you don't check on that cake that's what's inside the oven, it's going to burn and the smoke going to start sprouting out. And everybody on the outside going to see the smoke. They're going to see the smoke and people going to get to running because now the house is on fire. But it all started with the cake inside. You got to check on your inside. That's what it is. That's what life is all about. So, man, all we can do is just, understand, man. Understand this whole dynamic. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, man, we all kings and shit. We all trying to get to that door and to that goal and to that drop, to that ambition and whatever we seeking. That's what we should be focusing on. All the rest of the stuff is like distractions. You know what I'm saying? So 50 Cent, T.I, King, it's much love, you know what I'm saying? It's all love, you know, we all brothers at the end of the day. And then, you know what I'm saying, we just got to figure out ways to communicate without disrespecting each other. That's the whole point, you know, it's the choices we make. And, you know, got to think about it. The world is seeing this. The world, the nations. The nation is crying. Kids bleeding and dying. But I'm winning to try to stop the killing that's lies. And my gangsters and thug who never felt no love. All this love on God's earth taken away by a slug. Dope dealers and drugs. It's a cycle going bad. Killing us kings and queens. Their bodies placed in the bag. We're winning all in. Being black with these rags. They trying to break us like eggs. But we continue to laugh. The nation is crying. Come on.